All right, guys, welcome back to the Uncaught Exceptions podcast. My name is Paris. I'm here with Krystal and Thayer, and we got a special guest.
Andrew Robles.
Yeah,
Hi.
Hola.
he is a software engineer, entrepreneur, beast in general. Andrew, let us know what you're working on right now.
How's it going, guys? Yeah, so I'm new to the whole TikTok environment. Been trying to break in, trying my best to break into this influencer community within the tech environment. So I basically went to UC Berkeley, graduating class of 2019, and trying to find my place in this world, trying to start a company, trying to make content as much as possible, and just trying to do cool things.
Nice,
Awesome.
nice.
Awesome.
Dude, I'm so jealous you went to Cal. Like, I wanted to go there so badly. Or like Davis, somewhere up there I wanted to go, but
Well, you landed within the UC ecosystem, so if you're within you're UC, so it's kind of like the same thing, right? You go to UC Irvine, right?
no, I told you that I didn't get in
Oh, you didn't get to
because
UC
I didn't meet the
Irvine.
requirements because I needed like all A's in the CS courses and I did that didn't
Okay.
happen.
Wait, where are
It's
you
a
going
ye-
again?
We'll talk about that later.
Okay, we'll talk about that later.
Oh.
Okay, sounds good.
Andrew, you did CS at Berkeley?
Yeah, so I mean, I tell everybody I did CS, but technically, the major I graduated with was electrical engineering and computer science. That was the
Hey,
major.
ECE, let's go.
EECS.
Let's go.
Yeah, but realistically, I'm more of a computer science major. I took 2 classes that were electrical engineering related.
Respect.
I took the bare minimum to be considered EECS, but that's the major I graduated with. But I couldn't build a circuit for the life of me. So I just tell people,
Same.
when people ask me, I just say I majored in CS and just called it a day, to be honest.
Dude, I did computer engineering, dude. Ask me how to analyze a circuit. I have no clue.
You have no clue. They probably had you build a CPU at some point, I would imagine, right? At least.
No, I could have taken the class. I avoided so many hardware classes. Purdue had an update in the middle of my time there. So there used to be all these required hardcore hardware classes that used to be required, but then they updated it where you can take software classes instead. So I was like, screw all these hardware classes. I'm just taking software classes. So then I just took intro to cybersecurity, AI, stuff like that, networking.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's awesome. You went to Purdue?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
If you couldn't tell.
Yeah, the P in the background. Awesome. Yeah, man. No, I went to UC Berkeley. It was great. I loved living in the Bay Area for the small amount of time that I did. A lot of people think that I was there all 4 years, but I wasn't. So I was at community college for 3 years, and then I transferred in. It's a lot easier to transfer into Cal than it is, getting in straight out of high school. Because out of high school, you have to put what rank you were among your class. Like if you were third in your class, if you're fourth, and you're going against all these really smart people. And then community college, it's a lot easier to get in. So so if you want to get into a really prestigious university, it's a lot easier to get into out of community college, because all you got to do is you got to fulfill the requirements, you got to get the high GPA, and it's a lot easier to border on the 4.0 if you're going to community college. So I always
I've heard
advocate
that
for that.
Berkeley has a lot of crazy stuff to just get into CS nowadays with yeah, go ahead, Krystal.
I was just gonna ask, did you pick electrical engineering because computer science was impacted and it was easier to get in, or because I know that was a huge issue within the college system, because everyone's a CS major, it's so competitive.
Yeah, it's so weird. So Berkeley has this really weird system. I don't know why it's like this, but so first of all, CS is a Bachelor of Arts major,
Oof, why?
right? And like
How?
that's like it doesn't make sense because it's like computer science. Like by definition, it's like a science major, right? So for some reason, it's Bachelor of Arts. And the second weird thing about it is that even if you get in for CS, you're not officially a CS major until you've taken all of like the bare minimum requirements, your assembly language, your intro to computer science, your algorithms, and you get a bare minimum. I believe it's like a 3.2, 3.3 GPA
Yeah,
or something like that.
that's what I've heard.
It's a market. It's a GPA cap, and then if you get that GPA cap on those like 5 classes, then you can officially declare as a CS major, but it's not guaranteed. So
Hmm.
like I didn't really feel comfortable with that. I was just like, okay, if I get into EECS, I'll be officially a CS major or EECS major and not have to worry about it. So that's the route I went to because like I was more comfortable with it, and yeah,
Nice.
I'm glad I went down that route.
That's really
Yeah, no, that's
surprising that
cool.
it's a Bachelor's of Arts degree. Was calc a required class for that?
Yeah, no, it's honestly like pretty much identical to the classes we take, at least from what I've heard. I believe that EECS has more of a leniency in terms of your upper division. Like once you're
Hmm.
done with your 5 like core classes of CS, you can basically take whatever class you want for your upper divisions. I don't believe that CS has the same luxury. So to be honest, like I have no idea like why it was set up that way, but that's just the fact of the matter of you know the way the system works, and there's a lot more
Yeah.
CS majors than there are EECS majors to my knowledge at Cal for some reason.
Interesting.
It's probably there's probably less math requirement. Like there is math, but there's probably less math because
Right.
because with EECS, all the electrical engineering kids that I knew, they did so much math. Like I thought I did a lot of math. No, you guys did all the math.
Yeah, yeah, it's
Yeah,
the
hella math.
probability, the discrete
Did you
math that you have to
did you
take.
did you have to take signals and systems?
Oh man, I'm so glad I didn't
Yo,
have to take that.
that class is crazy.
You
You
took
took
that
that
for
class for
us?
us?
Yeah,
Oh
you
man,
have to do like triple integrations and triple summations are totally normal.
that's wild.
It's terrible. Like, dude, summations are so much harder than integrations because you need to like do it over discrete time instead of continuous time. It's crazy. It's weird.
Interesting.
I don't want
Interesting.
to get into math right now. I hate math, but
You said discreet, and I just like trauma.
no, it's not that. It's actually a different kind of discrete than discrete time. There's like 2 types of discrete. We're not gonna get into that. All right.
I've been discrete math, bro. Like I
Yeah.
know continuous and not continuous. Anyway.
Yeah, my
Whew.
dad
No.
was electrical engineer, right? So he went to UCSB, and so signals and systems, that was the class that like if you wanted to make a lot of money, he went to like school in like the
Yeah.
1980s, right? So like if you wanted to like make a lot of money, signals and systems was the class that you had to take to like
Exactly.
be marketable, to all these companies like HP, all these companies
Mhm.
basically like creating all these like cool revolutionary hardware, Silicon Valley at the time. And I would
Yeah.
say that was equivalent to like the algorithms class that we had to take for CS. So basically, your
Exactly.
signals and system was to electrical engineering as algorithms, and data
Oh,
structures is to computer science.
I see.
So
Mhm.
yeah, that was the beast of the class to take, and it was really hard, obviously.
Yeah, and I had to take both. I took data structures and algorithms and signals and systems.
Jesus
That's legit.
Christ.
You're very marketable, Paras.
No,
You're the
I
most
hate hardware
marketable.
though. Like signals and systems is crazy because you can look at all the applications. So there's general like just circuit applications, right? But then you can get into like crazy stuff. Like you can get into how 5G works, 4G LTE, right? And how all the phone systems work and stuff like that. So, and then even you can get into further than that, you can get into satellites and things like this, right? So like those applications basically become endless. And there's obviously classes on top of that. That's like the base level signals and systems class that I took. Like there's classes like way on top of that.
That's dope. Yeah, I mean, for the classes that I did have to take
Yeah.
for hardware, like I still don't know how to use an oscilloscope. Like, I was a very bad lab partner. I'll be honest. Like,
Yo, you have to get that sine
oscilloscope,
wave, dude.
the
You have to get
sine
the sine
waves.
wave on the oscilloscope.
I
Oh
just
my
not
god.
good at that stuff. Like, I just let my partners
Uh,
do it. I would never be good at hardware because like to be like good at hardware, you have to be multifaceted. You gotta know how to use an oscilloscope. You gotta know how to like wire things. You gotta know how to debug, and it's just like CS. I feel like it's so much more straightforward. Like your universe is just your keyboard. If you know how to use your keyboard and like your debugger, you're pretty much good.
Mhm.
At least that's like my perspective.
I think like even the threshold to just get in to be a really good like double E is pretty crazy. Like you need all the gear, you know? Like I guess you buy like half of it just by taking the class, but like the other half, like you're not gonna have a freaking soldering iron at home. Like a lot of people don't have a soldering iron at home. You know what I'm saying?
you
Like
don't? I do.
so it's like there's a lot of just random things you need to buy to be actually like good at it.
Right. Yeah. You're gonna be halfway through a project. You'll be like, oh, I need this. I gotta like run to the
Yeah,
store.
and you gotta
Whereas
like
like in
yeah,
software, you just download Docker or you just run a
exactly.
command and you have it
Exactly.
immediately and it's free half the time. And that's what I love about like software. You just like all you need is a laptop and a computer, and you have all you need to like do whatever you want. You start a company, you can build
Exactly.
your own small little app. I think that's super awesome, and that's what attracted to me in the first place. It's so minimalist. Um, but yeah, nothing against hardware. It's just like I couldn't do it personally.
Yeah, I'm not. I can't. I'm not a
Yeah, no,
hardware.
I got nothing against hardware. A lot of my friends do hardware. But yeah, no, I just can't do it. I can't do it. It gives me an aneurysm.
Can you guys
Um
imagine me doing hardware? Just like
the
crushing it.
thing is like you can theoretically do anything, right? But the
Aw,
question is where does your interest lie, right? That's
Facts.
the real question.
my interest lies
Facts.
on my keyboard,
Yeah.
my
So
baby.
if your interest isn't in your hands, then you're not gonna do it. That's all I'm gonna
Okay,
say.
And
thank
it's
you.
so interesting because a lot of even electrical engineers nowadays, like even they are software developers.
Yo,
Like
they're
they're
taking soft.
coding too.
Yo, that used to piss me off actually. So we had like a shared school with computer engineering and electrical engineers. So our coding classes would be like for computer engineers, right? But the electrical engineers started like so they can also take our classes since we're in the same school. So then they would also start registering for our classes. Oh, sorry, there's a fly. Um, so they would also start registering for our classes and then so then they take up seats, so like not every class has infinite amounts of seats, right? So then they would like start competing with us for our own classes, and I'm like, dude, get out of here, you're an electrical engineer, go take a hardware class, like what are you doing?
I got a question for you guys. What was the biggest class that you guys took? Like how many people were in that class? I'm actually curious.
Oh, what's it like
Probably a few couple
500?
hundred. Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys, you guys won't believe how many people were in my intro to computer science class.
I think it was like
Six,
yeah,
1600.
that's
Oh
what I've heard,
my!
that's
Whoa.
what I've heard.
Wait,
It's
Yes,
is it
that's
yeah.
like
wild,
an
that's wild.
auditorium?
It's an auditorium. Like those
Like,
auditoriums you see for like the Oscars where there's like two levels. It's like
That's
comparable
crazy,
to that.
that's crazy.
And it's so bad that like basically the lectures are recorded, and like on the first day of class, the professor he's like, "Okay, like guys, like honestly, go home. Like I don't want half of you guys here. Like get out of here. Watch it from your computer because we don't have enough space for you guys. Like it's that
That's
many
wild,
people."
that's wild.
And
Yeah.
it's a really big class, and I was really surprised on the first day. It's overwhelming, especially for the people who are not STEM. Like the
Yeah.
people who are like business majors, they have an interest in CS. Like it's very intimidating to be in a big class like that. So there's pros and cons. I know they're trying to get as many people as possible like into the major, but you know it's pretty intimidating for the
Dude,
non-STEM
dude,
majors.
dude, it's actually getting into a scam nowadays. Like, um, with Berkeley, like you were talking about, like how they're adding on, like so they're just adding on stuff to CS. You know what I'm saying? So then they can get more people interested. You know what I'm saying? To take CS. So then now they're adding like at least at U of I, they started adding like economics and CS and stuff like this. And it's like what are they even doing at this point? You know, like
Is it
they're
a
doing
requirement though?
they're putting stuff that's like completely separate along with CS, and I'm like at least Andrews is like totally makes sense, right? It's a base. It's almost like computer engineering, right? Like it's so similar to that aspect. But when they're putting economics and CS in the same degree, it kind of almost makes no sense. Pretty
You know
crazy.
why I feel like they made the CS a bachelor's of art? Because so they don't, so it's not part of the engineering school. Because I know like most
It is,
colleges,
yeah,
the
you're right.
CS is part of the engineering school, which
Yeah.
requires them to take engineering courses in order for you to be in that college. So that's
Mhm.
why I wanted to go to UCI, because UCI had its own computer science like school basically, and
Oh,
they didn't
interesting.
require all that extra like electrical or just
Hmm.
engineering in general, because
Yeah.
that was intimidating to like look at colleges and see that it's part of like an engineering
Yeah,
college.
they're
So
usually a
oh
part of engineering. At my school, it was a part of like the sciences because it was computer science, I guess. I don't
Same.
know. It's kind of
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah, no, I remember that was one thing that was really appealing to me, like transferring. UCI was one of them because of the fact that they had their own school.
Mhm.
I think it's called the School of Information or something like that. But yeah, no, that's really
Mm,
very appealing because, their college is specialized towards software. And obviously, like when your college is specialized, you have better resources to accommodate, going into that industry.
Anyway, what are you working on right now, Andrew?
So I am working on a website called Everyline, um, everyline.io, and I don't really know what it is yet. I'm kind of trying to discover that. Some of you guys might be familiar with the book, The Lean Startup. I read the book cover to cover. I listened to the book, over audiobook. And yeah, so I mean, basically what it was saying was to like basically don't focus on like the product you're trying to build, but focus on the process of building the product. And
Yeah.
basically, not worrying about what it is, just focus on getting it out there and just learn about your customers, your clients, your users as much as possible. And that's what I'm trying to do. Like I have my own visions and just focus on like what they want as opposed to like what I want for myself and what I want the product to be. I have my own visions for it, but that's kind of selfish. So like I'm just trying to get it out there as soon as possible, have people hack around with it and have people, just completely like tear it apart in terms of like feedback and just like take that into consideration, and just go back to the drawing board and switch it if need be. But if I were to describe it in one like, sentence, it would be like I'm basically trying to build a learning platform right now. As its current state, I'm trying to build a platform that teaches you how to build a trading bot because of the fact that, that's my current interest at the current moment. And I'm kind of trying to like share it with the world. And yeah, I mean, about, you know, 3 months ago, more like 6 months ago, I bought Algo Expert. I don't know if you guys have heard of it.
yeah.
Oh, you bought it?
And I bought
Our
it. It
guy
was
Wow.
Clement.
I'm
hundred
glad it was the
bucks.
right version.
Bought it for 100 bucks. Wow.
It's very
Wow.
expensive for a year membership, and I was like, oh my god, like whatever marketing he did on the internet, it
Yeah.
worked on me, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like if it worked on me, it can work on other people. So I'm kind of trying to do the same thing, except
Yep.
not for coding interviews. I'm trying to do it for other things that I'm excited about.
Hmm.
Currently, I'm excited about trading bots because I'm learning about stocks. I think it's very important to learn how to invest your money, right? Like take some of your paycheck, put it away, and just like invest it, and have your money work for you, right? So I'm trying to learn as much as I can about stocks, and instead of reading the books and just like dry learning about it from the pages, I'm trying to combine like my interest in computer science with my interest in stocks and trying to integrate the two and just try to find people with similar interests to I guess hopefully eventually make this a paid service that people can pay for like I did for Algo Expert because you know I honestly enjoy the process of learning from Algo Expert. So I'm trying to like integrate that with the process of building a trading bot, because I think that that's a really badass application of computer science, being able to trade stocks and just generate cash, passively. That whole idea, even whether or not it's possible, I just think that the idea is really cool. So I'm trying to like share my excitement with the world. And I know that there is a market for that because people like stocks, especially nowadays, because right now it's a viral thing because of what's going on with Dogecoin and all of that jazz. I think it's really interesting.
Have you
So I did.
seen? Oh yeah, go ahead there.
So I did want to ask you about Everyline. A couple of days ago when we were in the Doge house, I saw that it was a code video recording platform, and I was sad to see you took down the repo, but I thought that was really awesome. Because I make a lot of coding, code-based humor videos, and I'm always like recording my screen, and I was like, this is perfect. Like I can just like put the code in this thing, and then I can spit out a video. But now you've pivoted that project into a trading platform, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, I remember it being something else when I first heard about it.
I'm glad you brought that up because I was anticipating that. And about a couple of days ago, Paras interviewed me for his startup.
Yeah.
And he was asking me like, what is like my number one issue that I deal with from day to day? And what I told him was that basically every idea that comes to mind that I get excited about, I know that there's an expiration date to it, which basically means that I know I'm excited about it now, but at some point it's going to be completely dead to me. Like I'm not going to give a crap about it. Like, like I think it's cool one day, but like a few weeks later, I'm gonna be like, this is so stupid. Like I don't care about it. It's dead. Like it doesn't excite me anymore. So basically that's what happened. I was excited about that idea at one point, but now I'm not excited about it. But instead of throwing the repo that I created, why don't I use that code base and use it for what I'm excited right now and just, have it grow organically that way and, not have it just die and just build, basically start from scratch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm trying to do. And this is what I'm excited about right now. And I'm kind of having fun with it. And hopefully, at some point it will be profitable and a business because that's the goal at the end of the day.
We'll be grandfathered in though, right? Like we don't need to pay a membership.
No, you guys get free waivers for sure. You guys don't have to pay anything for it.
That's great.
So I've used like Quantopian before. Have you looked into that?
I have looked into Quantopian. Yeah. I actually get so many emails from them.
Oh, you do?
Really? Yeah, because I signed up for it. So like as soon as you sign up for it,
like,
they have your email address. So like
I was like, oh, they're emailing you for a job. Like, hey,
Yeah.
come work for us.
No.
Don't compete.
Or like...
Don't compete.
I'm on their email lead generation list. Yeah, I have heard about that, and yeah, I mean, what they're doing is cool. I don't know. I was just, Algo Expert. I was really inspired by like the way that he marketed it. He basically like built a personal brand, and I don't know. I like went to the website. I'm like, this is something like I would consider buying because I know the guy who made it, and I'm kind of trying to do that right now with like TikTok. Like, I'm not really trying to grow on YouTube right now. So like on TikTok, I'm kind of trying to build a personal brand, like you guys are, and trying to build the brand off that way. I recently came across a video. I believe it's the name of the TikTok guy. I believe his name is like Josh Plays or Josh Speaks or something like that. But he was basically saying that the age of information is over, which basically means that like, okay, now there's so much information nowadays that we're bombarded every single day. And so now we've come across this new age, which is the age of curation, which basically means that like, okay, so now there's these influencers that they curate only the information that's important to them. And the people who follow them, they, I guess, get filtered only the information that's valuable as opposed to being bombarded by that. So I'm kind of trying to do that right now. I'm trying to build my influencer audience to the point where like, okay, I can say like, okay, you don't have to worry about the infinite amount of knowledge that there is out there about trading bots, there's only a small percentage of it that is actually important to you that you need to pay attention to. So if you go onto my platform, I will filter all that information out for you. Only just worry about this, the 1% of information that really matters to you, and then you'll get the most amount of benefit. So that's what I'm trying to do, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, no, you're trying to streamline the process for everybody, which is awesome. Like that's how I feel like every product should be. Not like not like trying to sell you shit that you don't need.
Exactly.
So I'm about it.
Yeah. I mean, if it goes back to so if you think of LeetCode, for example, how many questions are on LeetCode? Thousands, right? I think it's like 2,000 questions, 1,000 questions. But Algo Expert, he only took 100 of the most valuable questions that he thinks if you do 100 of the questions, that's all you need. You don't have to worry about 1,000 of redundant questions. You don't have to worry about 100 of them. So he just filtered out everything that's not important, and I feel like that's why his platform is so valuable. I think I saw a post on LinkedIn that said that I believe he had 50,000 users, which is crazy.
Wow.
If he's charging
Wow.
$100 for each of those users, that's a crap ton of money he's making just for curating what's important. And yeah, I think that that's very valuable because basically you're saving time for the people that are on your platform. And I think that's really important. At the end of the day, it comes to how much time you can save for the people that are using what you built.
Yep, time is money, right, guys?
Time is money.
Yep.
Yeah, it seems as though every person is cutting out the middleman nowadays, in terms of monetization. I know Krystal hates Tech Lead, so Tech Lead and
Well, yeah, I'm Team
Joma,
Clement. I'm Team Clement.
they both started their own versions of actually coding training programs or whatever, right? So that seems to be the wave right now. It is paywall content. You pay and you get curated content. That's definitely the move right now.
Honestly, I like that though. I feel like the influencer generation and the online, celebrity, STEMfluencer, nano, pico influencers, which we're nano influencers. It's the fact that you can go straight direct to your audience instead of having to go through all kinds of, I don't know, mazes. It's basically like a maze trying to get to the end of destination. You might as well, it's good that you're able to
But
get
the real question is, what destination are you trying to get to? That's the real question.
every
That's
line.
the deeper question. That's
Every
the deeper
line,
question.
every line.
Where are you trying to go with this information?
I
To
was
the
actually,
moon.
yeah. I was actually having this conversation today with my friend about I mean, a lot of you gotta know what your destination is, right? I feel like half the battle to getting where you want to go is just knowing what
the
your end goal
destination.
is. If you
Exactly.
can dilute your end goal to one sentence and just remember that every single day, you filter out all the crap that you don't need to worry about every day, and you just spend all your time on what really matters. And you set a timeline to your goal, and that's what's important. I feel like clarity is what a lot of people lack in terms of what they consider successful. Success means different things to different people, and if you just define what success means to you, then you're half of the way there. You just got to put in the work, and after you define what's important, then a lot of the times it doesn't even feel like work half the time.
Love it.
Yeah, definitely.
You guys, I think I'm a real influencer now. I have
yeah?
the Q&A feature.
Oh, you do? Yeah,
Now
I finally
do.
got it too.
Wow, you guys, it's real. It's really happening. I'm just kidding.
Literally, no one even asked me questions, dude.
I
I
asked
asked
you
you.
6 questions, dude.
It's just Thayer and Krystal asking me if I'm an AI. That's it.
No, I asked you some legit questions, dude. Don't.
Hey, that one Markov decision one, I was like, yo, that takes too much energy. So I've been
Dude, explain it to me, man. Explain in 1 minute.
I want to explain it, but
it'll
it'll literally take me 30 minutes of research, and I've been too lazy to do that. So
What? I mean, I want to
And
know
then
what your top 5 animes are, and you haven't responded. So
Wait,
and I
yo,
asked you
that's
One
recently about
Piece.
Golang. That's an opportunity
oh, I
for a
haven't seen
video.
the new one. I haven't seen the new one yet. Okay, I'll look it up.
Andrew, I think you have the Q&A feature now too, and I'm going to spam you with questions.
Oh my gosh, I don't even know what this feature is. I'm
Andrew, I
excited
wanted
for
to
it.
get to this real question with you.
Go
What
for it,
tech
man.
stack are you using?
Oh
It's the real
God.
question. We're
Oh
asking the real
God.
questions here.
I was thinking about it the other day.
Okay.
And so what I'm doing is, so we got Next.js, right? Which is React. We got Django, the REST framework. That's
Oh,
going to be my
nice.
API.
Okay.
And then
Okay.
we got
Okay.
Firebase, right? So I'm using these
Okay.
3
Database.
things. Database. So
Good.
basically my my React, Next.js, that's going to be my front end. That's what the user sees.
Yeah.
And that's going to make API calls to my CRUD service, which is my Django CRUD service. That's what I'm going to use to like create the content and publish it on my end so the users can see it. And then I'm going to use Firebase for the authentication.
Yeah.
And I forgot the fourth thing.
Are you doing Google authentication?
Yeah, so Firebase
Yeah.
is going to be Google. And the fourth, I forgot to mention that's going to be the payment service, which is Stripe. I'm going to use
Nice.
Stripe. So that's basically my tech stack.
That's awesome.
Half
That's
of them
awesome.
are APIs, but I mean that's
Yeah.
I've
what
been wanting to learn Django
start
for the
with.
longest time. How do you like Django?
I love Django, and I'm a little biased because that's the very first web framework that I've ever developed with. My very first internship was with Django,
Okay.
and
Nice.
UC Berkeley teaches exclusively in Python. They love Python. For some
Yeah.
universities, it's C++. For other universities, it's Java.
Java.
For us, it's Python for some reason. I think it's because they like to breed data scientists. Their UC system is very research oriented, so they like to breed machine learning people, data science people. So basically, Python is the language that I'm most familiar with because of that, and also because it was the first language that I learned at my first internship. Yeah, Python is amazing because it's basically pseudocode. You can literally not even know how to code and basically know what a program does from just reading it.
I hate pseudocode. Oh my
Wait,
god.
so are you using like a SQL database with your Django backend, or are you using the Firebase database?
So I'm gonna use the Firebase database just for the authentication. So
Okay,
literally, the
okay.
only purpose is I haven't implemented it yet, but basically the only purpose is to authenticate, to sign into the website, connect your GitHub or your Google authentication, whatever, and just have your entry in the database to log in, and that's all I'm using Firebase for.
Cool.
I'm using basically Django for the code snippets that I'm showing to the user, basically the content that the user will see, the tutorials and whatnot. I haven't implemented that yet. Right now, it's just Next.js. And right now it's in the MVP stage, so we'll see where it goes. We will see where it goes from there.
Awesome. Legit, man.
Thanks, man. Yeah, no, I just recently made the repo private because I'm paranoid.
Yeah, I started and I was like, damn, it's not even here anymore.
No, yeah, I saw that you followed it and I felt bad, but I'm just like always paranoid because like I don't know.
That's all good.
Yeah, no, dude. Especially if you're gonna monetize it soon, it's completely fine to put it private. Yeah, obviously, what's internal, you don't want to be showing people right behind a paywall, right?
Exactly. Otherwise, they could take it. It's like it's like if Steve Jobs would have like published his Mac OS on GitHub, it wouldn't be good. Wouldn't be proprietary. That's the whole point of having something being proprietary. I know there's advantages to having something open source because people can like give feedback on it, but I don't know. It's always.
I mean, you could also do like a licensing off an open source, right?
True.
You do something like that, but it doesn't apply to your kind of service, so it doesn't make sense.
Right.
Yeah, no, I like your stack. I'm not too much of a fan of Django though. I'm not too much of a fan of Django. I'm going with the Mern stack for my project.
Yeah, you're telling me about your Mern stack. How did you go with that? That stack?
Yeah, so I might switch out MongoDB with Firebase with the actual databasing. But I'm not sure yet. I might do that. But yeah, because I'm really like familiar with JavaScript. I'm also very familiar with Python, but I just don't like Django that much for some reason. I don't know why. I just really don't like Django.
That's fair. That's totally
So
fair.
like so I was like, yo, let's just do everything in JavaScript and let's just get it done with. You know what I'm saying? So
JavaScript is amazing.
yeah.
Is it easy to pick up JavaScript if you know Java? Is that a dumb question?
They're not similar at all.
They're
Oh,
not.
they're not.
But it is easy to pick it up.
You can pick it up, yeah. If you
Like,
know
I've never
Java,
used
you can
it.
pick it up. It's
Okay.
JavaScript is also object oriented, so
I like object oriented.
so yeah, so you can
What
pick
about
it up
that
pretty
life?
quickly. But like you don't really use objects in JavaScript though. That's the thing. It's like object oriented, but you don't use objects, if that makes sense.
Have you used Django, Paras? Is there a reason why you don't like it?
Yeah, I just didn't like the setup, like setting up a project and stuff like that. It's because I haven't used
Yeah.
it that extensively. Like I used it like probably 3 or 4 times, like for just like fun in tutorials and stuff like this. But then I was like, yo, this takes too much energy. So I was like, all right, screw it.
Yeah.
Like,
Every time I try to pick it up and start
Yeah.
learning it, I like give up like in the setup because I'm just like, all right, this is like taking forever, but I still want to learn it because it does seem
Yeah.
super cool.
Like PyCharm has like some like they have some predetermined templates now that you can use. So you can just like select a Django project and it'll build it for you. It'll build like the straight
Yeah.
up setup. But
Yeah.
so that makes it a little bit faster. But one of my friends who was into Django, he's like, dude, don't even use the template. Like the template's trash. Like make it from scratch. I was like, oh dang.
Yeah, it's a lot of setup.
Yeah.
That's the nice thing about React. You literally have to just do like your npm
Create
command,
React app, dude. That's
npm,
it.
yeah, create
Yeah.
React init, and literally your project setup. You're not just your project, but like also your environment, your dependencies are set up. Django, you have to manually set them up,
Mhm.
and I feel like it's not as popular as Node. You know, when it comes to web development, I feel like Node has the biggest community around it for some reason, and I think it's because that the fact that JavaScript runs in your browser,
Yeah.
Python does not. So literally,
Exactly.
it's so nice because like if you have a React app, it's very user friendly because it's it's literally right there. It's in your browser, all
Mhm.
the code, as opposed to if you build a code like an app in Django, you have to make a request to the server before it's rendered to you. And depending on how far the servers are away from you, like it might take some time. There might be a delay.
Yeah, it
You
might
press on the
actually take like 2
button,
seconds. Yeah.
it might take 2 seconds, whereas
Yeah.
JavaScript is always immediate. And that's a big advantage to using
Also,
JavaScript.
like with the single page applications nowadays with React, it's amazing. Like the UIs are incredible nowadays with single page applications. Like I love it.
It's amazing.
All right, Andrew. So I'm going to ask you the real questions here. We're going to get spicy.
All right, let's do it.
So do you have a girlfriend? I'm doing this
God.
for the ladies.
Whoa, we jumped
It's not
from
for me. This
what
is
tech
for-
stack are we using to do you have a
Yes,
girlfriend?
This is
Wow,
what we do here.
that was like a wild jumper here.
I
We're
feel like
not- we're
Andrew's a
not-
little ladies man.
We're not talking about that. That's not happening. Don't kiss and tell. That's not.
I know we tried.
Oh,
Daisy
shit.
and I tried to get him to like
I
talk
remember
about
on
it
the
in
live
his
stream.
live.
The thing is he's probably in the process, so he's like, yo, I'm not gonna put anything in stone right now and look like a
No.
fool later. So
He's a ladies man.
know?
That's why. That's
So
why.
you guys,
This is
so
why.
you guys were in my live stream this one time, and I was like, okay, so let's talk. I'm trying to get users for like users to test my website out, and you guys asked me this question like, let's talk about your first kiss, and I was like, okay, I'm not going to talk about this on the internet. And then like Krystal and Daisy were like, we're literally the only people in
Yeah,
your
we
life.
were the only people in
And
the
I was
live.
like, damn, you got a point. I'm gonna go with the excuse that I don't know you too well, so I'm not gonna reveal that. So
Okay,
yeah,
fine.
I stand by that.
We'll move on. We'll move on.
But I
he'll tell us.
appreciate-
He'll
I
tell us
appreciate
once it's in stone. That's
I'll,
the
I'll
difference.
tell you guys on the side.
There you go.
Crystal's always trying to
Offline.
spice up the podcast.
No, I respect that. I respect that. She's like the Larry King of TikTok.
Yeah.
She's the
She's the
Oprah
Howard
Winfrey.
Stern.
She makes people open up. I respect that. I respect
Well, I
that.
mean, I feel like you gotta mix it up a little. It can get boring when you just talk about tech stuff with
That's
like
fact.
dudes
On a
It's
tech
hella interesting.
podcast.
on a
It's
tech
hella interesting for
podcast.
me.
But
I never get bored.
Okay, fine. My bad.
No, you
But
gotta.
we're trying to have a broad, audience base. Do
I
we
see
not
what
want
she's
ladies
trying
to
to
watch
do.
this?
She's trying to be
Well,
controversial.
you're saying that ladies wouldn't be interested in this technical
In
stuff?
tech?
I'm just
Is that what you're
saying.
saying?
How
No,
sexist
they
of
are.
you.
Oh
Wow.
God! Here we go.
Wow.
Here we go.
We're gonna cancel you now. Wait till I make a TikTok about
Fine,
this.
I'm
Krystal's
probably
canceled.
already
Krystal's
canceled. It's fine. I will take the cancellation happily. It's fine.
This is being recorded, so
I know that. No, fine. I
That's
won't.
awesome.
we're
Stop.
kidding.
You guys are like, I watch a lot of the Joe Rogan podcast. And what's cool about Joe Rogan is that I feel like he's like one of the biggest podcasts right
He is.
now.
He is
was
the
on
biggest
Clubhouse,
podcast.
Andrew.
Literally
He was on
Paris
Clubhouse.
and-
literally the
yeah,
biggest clubhouse.
No.
Paris and we were in the room, but then I
You guys
raised
couldn't
my
talk.
hand. No, I raised my hand to talk, and then they ended the.
And then Joe was like, "Oh, I'm headed out of here," and then and then literally ended.
No, it's cool because he interviews everybody.
Yeah,
He's very charismatic, so he interviews everybody who's famous. I feel like you guys
I
are
love
kind
Joe
of
Rogan.
like, you guys are like the Joe Rogan of like the tech talk community.
Yo, have you
I hope so.
Nice. That's so
Andrew,
nice
have you seen Lex Friedman before?
The name sounds very familiar. Remind me who he is.
He's also a guy that does a podcast. He has like the Lex Friedman podcast. Really
Okay.
quality podcast. He's good friends with Joe Rogan. He's been on Joe Rogan a few times. He has a PhD in computer science, so he's like knowledgeable about tech. So it's cool when he brings on like just cool people in like the tech industry, and he just talks to them, and they're obviously geniuses. Like he brings on a bunch of like freaking geniuses, but it's like he can keep up because he has a PhD in CS. So it's like cool.
Literally, I looked Lex Friedman up, and it says AI scientist on Google, born Moscow, Russia, and
He's Russian?
his profile picture is just him with a tuxedo, like a black blazer, with like like trigonometry behind him. I'm like, okay, he looks just smart from that picture.
Yeah, no, he's a cool guy.
He looks cool.
He's the Joe Rogan of the tech industry, of the tech side.
I see him. He's holding the flamethrower, the Boring Company flamethrower that Elon Musk had.
Oh
Respect.
God, that flamethrower though.
That flamethrower is a meme.
Oh, I know who he is now. Now that I see his face,
I haven't seen him before.
I know who he is now, Paris.
Yeah, I would love to have him on at some point. That'd be crazy if we had him on.
And I see that so he did a podcast with Joe Rogan. I'm gonna watch it at some point.
Yeah,
awesome.
That's a good one. Yeah, and he's cool because he doesn't talk about only like freaking like coding and stuff like that. He talks about like
Does
life.
He spice it up?
He talks about aliens. He talks about aliens.
Let's talk about aliens.
I'm down to talk about. I can talk about aliens forever.
Do they exist, Paris?
Yo, hell yeah, they exist.
Hell yeah, they exist, dude. 1000%. I didn't believe it before.
If they're bacteria,
I am a believer now.
then they still exist. If they're bacteria, aliens exist still because it'll just be alien bacteria.
Yeah,
but,
I mean, given how big the universe is, like in terms of like probability, there's more of a probability that they do exist than they don't exist because of how big the universe is.
But the real interesting thought is how come we haven't been visited, and the universe is like 13 billion years old. You know what I'm saying? 13.6 or something.
What if we have and the government's hiding it?
Yeah, I feel like we have been visited.
Yeah, but then there'd be so much more clear evidence though. That's the thing. It's like there's no clear evidence.
What about those monoliths though that were popping up?
Oh, those monoliths.
There's a dude that came out saying that he was the artist for that, right? That
was
really?
Pretty
cool.
Oh,
yeah, I think so.
How was he transporting it from like place to place? Like it would be in like one side of the world.
It's because they're like different. There were different monoliths. I think that was the idea. They're like completely different. Like one was gold, one was silver. There's like a few different ones, which was pretty cool though.
Did you guys hear about that guy in Israel who came out and said there was like a galactic federation or something? And like,
what the frick?
Yeah,
that was like, wasn't he like the He was like some like military guy, right?
Yep.
Or something
Yep.
for Israel, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, I have no clue. Like, what if there was like, what if the universe was like Star Wars? Like, there's like a republic, you know, like with the Death Star freaking roaming around space. That'd be
You know what I
crazy.
thought that was? I thought it was like an experiment to see how many people would fall for like fake news.
Yeah,
But I don't know. I haven't heard anything since then
it might
about
have
it.
been, dude. There's so much fake stuff going around the internet nowadays. Like, you
You
can't even
can't
keep
believe
track of what's real.
anything. Like
You can't
nothing.
keep
Nothing.
track of what's real.
Like you
Well,
can't. Yeah.
that's the crazy part though, right? Imagine when there was less sources. How trustworthy are those sources in the first place back in like the
True.
50s? So
I
think
would think
about how much.
less is more trustworthy.
Yeah, but okay, but like you don't have anything to cross check it, right? So now there's literally
True.
nothing else you can reference, right? So at least now, if you really wanted to be smart about what's real, you could go cross reference like 10 websites that you think are decently genuine, right? But back then, you only had like 5 channels, and those 5 channels could tell you anything, and you'd believe that's true. Like they could
Yeah.
literally tell you anything. You know?
I mean, with less sources, though, I feel like it's easier to manipulate the information
Exactly.
you're putting out. So
that is true.
Exactly.
it would be less trustworthy for me.
But like nowadays, you would have like sources that say complete opposite things. Like if you research like COVID, for example, dude, if you want to get confused, just try looking up stuff about COVID, dude. Because like it's just
COVID-
complete
COVID
polar
is such
opposites.
like a fraudulent. There's so many fraudulent stuff. It's COVID or the election. I'm sure you could get fraudulent stuff.
The
about all that
election
stuff.
for sure.
Yeah. So those are like two things you'll never get proper information about. Like, but like in that case, that's the case where you do trust the CDC, and then now you cross-reference the CDC stuff with other stuff, right? And then you're like, okay, here's the real stuff. Here's the fake stuff.
But like, look at Dr. Fauci. Like, he looks trustworthy.
Yeah, he looks trustworthy.
He looks trustworthy.
Does
Yeah.
Zuckerberg look trustworthy?
No.
Dude, I was literally watching Lex Friedman's podcast before this, and he was talking to a guy, and like and the dude was literally saying like Zuckerberg has no moral values, and it was hilarious. I just started laughing.
Facts. These are facts.
It's facts. It's so
Maybe
facts.
Maybe he's an alien.
Mark Zuckerberg might see this. You never know.
That dude has.
Well, I mean, it's
no,
fine. I don't
even
care
want
about
to.
Facebook.
We're never inviting him on the Uncut Exceptions. I don't like that guy. We're not inviting him.
I mean, like, I would only invite him if we had someone else that was coming on and they were just gonna go, like Elon Musk.
Yo,
Like, they're
Musk.
just gonna
If
go
we had
at it.
Musk on, yeah, I'd be so down to have
Paris
Musk
was
just
like-
You never
roast it.
know. You never know,
Yeah.
guys.
No, I told Paris, like, we just need to start networking with more podcast people, and it'll happen.
It will happen for sure.
Yeah, like, I have no doubt, like, at all, because I've
If we
done
get
it
Musk
like in
on
music
here,
before.
dude,
so.
I'm gonna cry, dude. That'll be the day I cry.
It's gonna happen, guys. I honestly.
Well,
I
I mean,
but
it would be
I'm
more
doubtful.
likely
I'm
that we would
doubtful.
go on Joe's podcast with Elon on it. Yes, we're on first name basis. Thank you.
you never know, guys. You never know. It's gonna happen one of these days. Yeah. I was actually having a conversation about this with another friend about like, basically media now versus media in the 50s. Basically back in the day, like only like the powerful had access to the media and the ability to influence. There's pros and cons of both ends because, in the 50s, like only the powerful could influence, the people who worked their way up to the top to have control over these channels. And it was like such a small amount of people. But nowadays, everybody has the ability to influence. All you have to do is to create a viral video and you have the ability to influence.
Legit.
Which is good because it's
Yeah.
democratized. But it's also bad because
Yeah.
you have people who are, very young and inexperienced, didn't work their way up to the top, really don't know that much about life in general. And they have the ability to like influence so many people. So although it is democratized, it's also bad because the people who are influencing are not that experienced, don't really know what's good for society in general. So I feel like it could be good, but it could also be bad.
There was a great quote. I can't remember what it was, but on the internet, like the general idea was that on the internet, people who know very little can seem like they know a lot. Like they can look
It's
like
TikTok
the
for
expert,
you,
which is
dude.
crazy to think about. And it's like people who are so inexperienced and don't know anything can act like they know everything, and people will believe them, and it's wild.
Yo, stock talk, money talk. Oh my gosh, there are so many like kids, guys, right, that still have acne, telling people to buy like certain stocks to like pump it, and I'm
Going
like,
through
how am I
puberty.
supposed to take you seriously, little guy?
What are you trying
I
to say
just,
about people with acne?
I'm just saying, like, he probably just got to puberty, you know?
Got
So it's like they don't know what they're
Dude,
talking about. They haven't done
and
their
it's
research.
hilarious. All these dudes' portfolios are freaking fake too. Like they fake their
Oh, of
portfolios now
course.
too, and then
And
they
it's all
post them on their
Robinhood
Instagram
background.
stories. Yeah, exactly.
It's
And
like,
it's,
how seriously can I take you
dude,
as
honestly,
a
if you
trader on
wanted to make
Stock
money,
Talk with Robinhood?
honestly, if you wanted to make money, you should create a Robinhood clone where you can enter in your own portfolio amounts and sell it to these scammers. That's such a good business. That's such a good
All
business.
right, let's do it.
But like keep it on the low, right? Like you just DM them and you're like, yo, I have this product, like
Oh,
pay
like
me
we'll
50
become
bucks.
dealers.
Yeah,
Wow, look
legit.
at us.
Yeah.
Sell it on the
Sell them
dark
on the
web.
low. Ooh, there you go. Some on the dark web.
Yeah.
That's so easy to make money. Like so many people are trying to scam you nowadays.
Yeah, we're also trying to scam
Yeah,
them. with
we're
this.
literally scamming the scammers that are scamming other people. That's legit.
Yep.
We're just perpetuating the problem. Let's
The
not.
cycle the cycle continues.
Anyway, so Andrew, how did you get like? What's your inspiration behind like doing anything, or like do you get?
Why do you wake up in the morning, Andrew?
Why do you wake
Tell
up
us.
in the morning, dude? Like, I
Why
need
do you
to know.
exist?
Why do you
Why do I
exist?
exist? That's a very deep philosophical question.
Ooh, I love philosophy. Let's do it.
Yeah, so I mean, it goes back to my whole motivation for like, I guess, being a CS major. You know, ever since I was little, I like, I love making stuff. Like I first started with, I'm sure a lot of people in CS, like they're very creative in general. So I started with like, I love to draw when I was like 6, and a lot of people like see my drawings like, oh, this is so good. I just love like the stimulation you get from like creating something. And I feel like I get that from coding nowadays. You get rewarded both financially and socially from putting out content. I just like I just like I guess the feeling that you get when you code and when you build things for other people. Just people like it, and I don't know.
It's
I
kind
guess
of
like
rewarding, right? Like
it's
at the
really
end,
rewarding. It
because
is really
like
rewarding.
throughout the process of coding a project, you wanna just ooh, you wanna throw your computer out the window sometimes, but then like it's super rewarding at the end. I
It's
don't know.
therapeutic. It's
It is
very
therapeutic, I
therapeutic.
think. And people are like,
Yeah.
I don't get it. You're mad all the time because your code doesn't run, but like you love it. I'm like, yeah, you wouldn't get it. I'm sorry.
It's low key toxic because
It's
like
toxic.
it's like an emotional roller coaster because you get highs when your code works and when everything looks pretty, but at the same time you get these lows when you have these bugs you can't fix, you spend days on.
Oh
Yep.
man.
So I think that that's what gets people addicted. It's like a drug. You get these high highs and these low lows, and it just crisscrosses between these two like extremes, and I feel
Yeah.
like that's what gets people addicted to it.
Right. Like TikTok. That's what TikTok
But
does to us.
TikTok
But
does
isn't
that way because some of your videos
Yeah.
go
I know.
viral, and then you do the same thing, and your video gets like 2 views.
Yep.
Yep.
It's
but
sad, dude.
isn't
What
that
are your
feeling
thoughts
that
on the algorithm? Sorry, Pras.
Oh yeah,
oh yeah,
let's get spicy on
Go
the
ahead.
algo. Let's do that. Let's go. Come on, algo expert. Come on. Let's get into this.
Expert. Well, you guys would probably know more about it than I do. But yeah,
No one knows about it, dude.
nobody knows. Like there's these theories about shadow banning. I'm just trying to figure out what gets above 1,000 views, and I'm just trying to do that over and over again. I think I figured it out, and I
It's
think
watch
I'm
time
just gonna go for
mainly.
it.
Like
Is
if
it
someone
watch time?
watches your entire video, then that's good for you. If they watch most of your video, it's really watch time. That's what I figured out. So I kind of just like I cut my video now like as soon as like the punchline hits, so that they're like, oh shit, it's over.
I
We all
have
have theories about it.
I have noticed that the videos that are closer to 15 seconds get the most engagement. And I feel like that's a testament to like the short attention span that we have nowadays. Because there's so much information. So like the shorter you can get your information, you can get your point across in 50 seconds. I feel like that is ideal when it comes to
15 seconds is long
engagement.
sometimes.
It is
for TikTok.
It is really long.
If you think about it, let's stay quiet for 15 seconds and try. I'm just kidding.
It's hard.
Yeah, it's like it's pretty long, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys are considering doing this, but I know what Joe Rogan does is he takes his like 4-hour long podcast and he just chops them up into shorts and just uploads each of them to YouTube. Each one of them being a different description, and they just get a bunch of engagement because they're so short. It's like, okay, Elon Musk thinks AI is going to destroy the world, and it's like a 10-second chunk, and that gets like 1 million views versus the entire podcast itself.
Wait, Joe Rogan doesn't put his whole podcast on YouTube?
He has this one YouTube channel. I forgot what it's called.
Oh, he
JRE.
can't.
Allowed to anymore, right?
Powerful
It's
JRE.
off of YouTube. All of it's off of YouTube.
now?
Yeah.
So Powerful JRE is not Joe Rogan. That's someone else. Someone
Really?
else is clipping it now.
I did not know that.
So JRE Clips used to be the original channel. That's ended because of the Spotify deal. But the clips are not on Spotify. I haven't seen clips on Spotify. I don't know how to get to clips on Spotify. So I don't know where those clips are. So I've just been watching Powerful JRE. Yeah. So, or JRE. So.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Wait,
Yeah, we should definitely do that on our TikTok.
No,
like,
for sure. Like if
yeah.
like when we have spicy moments. But okay, wait, does
Spicy.
Joe Rogan, his like podcast is also video on Spotify, so he can't have it on YouTube, right?
Nope.
No,
Okay.
that's
That's
the
what I
whole
thought,
part
okay.
of the deal. No other
Okay.
platforms. Yeah.
Yeah, and I tried to like
That's why
screen
he's-
record one of the parts to send to a friend, and the screen just turns black.
Yeah, dude, I've been noticing that. Like, if you try
They
to
don't
stream
want you to.
Netflix, even if you try to stream Netflix, it like blacks out the screen. Like, if I were to share my screen right now and stream Netflix, it doesn't
Interesting.
work.
Yeah, crazy,
It's
right?
crazy. I don't
And
even
I
know how
tried
they
it
do
multiple
that.
times. I thought it was my phone that I fucked up somewhere, but no, it's good. I mean, they know what they're doing.
I mean, Chrome must set a flag whenever that happens.
It was on my
Yeah.
phone,
And they just
dude.
check for that. They just check that flag.
Yeah, probably
Oh, wait. Oh, so you're saying on the app on
on my
Spotify?
phone. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, that's easy to do. That's like an operating system flag. Like they can get that. I was curious about how they do it on Chrome. I guess Chrome might do that too. So I don't know.
Yeah,
They
Chrome-
do, because I know
probably
they do it for Netflix.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Speaking of
because I'm sure
Netflix,
all these shady streamers would try to be doing that. Like just stream directly from Netflix.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay.
What about Netflix,
Go ahead.
Krystal?
No, go ahead.
No, I was asking you. You were going to say something about
Oh,
Netflix.
I was gonna ask if Andrew had like favorite shows he watches, because honestly, I'm so out of the loop with shows.
Yo, you guys gotta, you got your Breaking Bad. It's a classic. Breaking Bad is the best. That's probably my favorite show. And there's also a another recent show that I watched called The Queen's Gambit.
Oh, I heard
You
about
guys have seen
that.
That
I
Andrew-
heard it's really good.
That was life changing.
It's life changing. I feel like it's the feminist version of Breaking Bad.
I don't know about
Really?
that. I don't know
Well,
about
I mean,
that.
depends how you
It's a
look at it.
chess movie, right?
Yeah,
Well,
bro.
think about it. Think about it.
Damn,
Think about
that was
it.
a
Queen's
crazy
Gambit
that was a
is,
crazy
like,
comparison.
way up
I was
there.
like,
Think
whoa.
about it. No, think about it.
Yeah.
So Walter White, what's his skill? Like what is the reason why he's a badass? He's the chemist who can make crystal meth better than anybody can, right? And that's why he's a badass. So that gets him into all kinds of trouble with all these drug dealers and whatnot. But I forgot the girl from the Queen's Gambit. I forgot what her name was. But anyways, so her skill, her chemistry background, it's basically she's really good at chess. She plays chess better than anybody, and that's what makes her a total badass. And she gets involved with all these gangsters and all these like really cool people, all these exclusive clubs that she could not access if she wasn't a chess master. So that's why I think that it's the feminist version of Breaking Bad, because she has this one skill that gets her into all these exclusive clubs and things that I don't know.
But who are the gangsters she's hanging out with? I don't remember gangsters in the show.
They're chess gangsters. They're cool people. They're cool people.
It's a very
I don't know.
metaphorical comparison.
It's a really
like
good
it.
show, guys. Like
Well,
legit,
my
the
mother
best show
loved
I
it.
ever watched. Your
My
mom
mother
loved
watched it,
Your mom has good
and
taste.
yeah, she literally loved it. So I haven't seen it yet. I'm
Dude,
not
you
a
guys
fan of
need to.
Netflix.
No, but we need
Netflix,
you to
like,
finish
is not
Silicon
doing it for
Valley
me
first.
nowadays.
Silicon Valley, that's another great show.
That's a good show.
Yeah,
but
Have you been
finished
watching it, Paris?
Paris has
No,
only
I
watched
haven't
one
watched since.
episode because we told him to.
Wow.
Like,
I
we're
watched
gonna
it
kick him off
twice.
the show at this point.
I watched it twice.
I've watched it twice too, and I'm
I've
gonna watch it
watched
again.
it more than twice.
It's so funny.
It's such a good show. I
It's-
love it.
You know, and like some people
Yeah.
can't relate, but I feel like it's very, very accurate.
It's accurate to what life is like in Silicon Valley because like
As a
every
startup.
episode, yeah, as a startup, every episode is a new challenge. It's a new
Mhm.
headache that you got to deal with, and it's just like, oh no, it's
Bachmanity and sanity, guys.
Bachmanity. He's the funniest guy in that show.
He's
And
an
it's very
asshole
easy-
in real life.
That's what I
But-
like about it.
It's such a good show. It's like lighthearted and it's like super short.
Yeah, and
Right.
I forgot what's the guy's name, but one of the guys who like worked for the company in that show, he got really buff all of a sudden for the very last season, and I know that got a lot of attention, which
Wait,
I thought was
who?
interesting. Oh, what was that guy's name? I don't remember that guy's name.
On
Yeah.
Silicon Valley?
Yeah, the Indian guy.
Oh yeah, he's gonna be an Avenger or
Yeah,
something. That's why.
Is he gonna be an
legit
Avenger?
now. Dude,
Yeah.
he
He got
cut,
like
cut.
totally ripped. Like he was like a little bit out of shape for most of the most of the seasons. The very last season, he got like buff. I'm
Got
like,
ripped.
"Oh, damn.
Yeah,
He's-
But
he's
yeah,
definitely
no.
on steroids, but like, yeah, he's gonna be
You
an
think
Avenger.
so?
Yeah, at least that's what my brother said. He's really
What
into
Avenger is he
fitness,
gonna
so-
be? What
I don't know,
superhero?
some superhero, but he's
for
yeah, they're
him.
filming that stuff. Looks like
That's why he got that buff. Like he was trying to
Yeah.
like get into the real acting side and not.
well, it looks like they chose him and they're like,
Yeah.
yo, you got to get buff now. Like this, you don't have a choice. Like we're not gonna CGI muscles onto you. So
Must be nice for someone to be like, "Yo, we want you. Just get buff."
Well, what's nice about when you get like really rich is that you can hire personal trainers to just
Mhm.
get you buff.
yeah, and you can buy
Like-
steroids. Yeah.
You can buy
He's
steroids.
freaking up steroids.
It's true.
You do whatever you want.
Dude,
You got
dude,
the
it's
money.
not that easy to turn from skinny to jacked in that short of a time without steroids.
That's
for sure.
fact.
I remember when he first posted a video of him like all buff on Instagram, he like wrote in the caption like, "Don't get me wrong, guys, this was really hard work. Like I was able to like hire a personal trainer because I can. So like don't think like this is something that, you know, that you can attain easily. Like I don't want you to be discouraged to not, you know, work out because you're not getting results. Because I have the luxury to like get a personal trainer." I thought that caption was like super cute and like real. You know, like very fitting of his like, I feel like, what was his name on the show?
I'm really curious.
Yeah, I don't know why I can't remember it either.
I can't remember anybody's name right now except for Erlich Bachman and Jin
Guilfoyle.
Guilfoyle is such a sysadmin, dude. He's so funny.
Dude, I love Guilfoyle.
He's a badass.
I
He
love
is.
him, dude.
His lines in the
funny.
show are so golden.
So I recently found out that I don't know if you guys ever watched the show, but he was on the show Freaks and Geeks. I don't know if you
No,
guys
I
ever
haven't.
saw
I
that
have
show.
not.
He was like that really tall nerd, but it was when he was really young. I'm trying to look for that guy's name.
His name on the show was Dinesh, I remember now.
Dinesh. Yeah,
Dinesh.
Dinesh.
There you go.
Yeah.
He's a badass.
Dinesh.
He was such a
I love
cornball on
Dinesh.
the show. I hated him on the show.
Dude, I remember his girlfriend.
He's
that
always
was like a
fucking up.
hacker.
Yep.
I remember
That
that.
was so funny. He sent her to jail.
I remember that. Yeah, she was like a sociopath.
Yeah, she was.
I can't even
Paris,
pronounce
you
this
gotta
guy's
watch it, man.
name. Kumano.
Dude, I literally have still only
Ali.
seen the first episode. So
Dude,
Dude,
it's super short. Just watch like one a
Just
day.
watch.
You're gonna
Yeah,
love
You know,
it.
take 20 minutes away from your life, away from TikTok. It'll be good for your startup, I think.
So,
Yeah.
So I know Paras graduated. Krystal is still in school. And what about you, man? Are you a software engineer or
I'm a Salesforce developer, actually.
Salesforce? Okay.
Yeah. So I develop on the Salesforce CRM platform.
That's awesome. cool. How did you
Yeah.
guys meet? Just through like
Through
the Discord
TikTok.
community?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you
just
also
how
in
like
Texas?
we met you.
It's literally how we met you.
Okay.
And it's like
The same
it's
way.
weird, right? Because like now we're on a show together, but we've
Yeah.
like really not met each other at all.
Dude, but who
It's
cares,
wild.
dude?
No.
Who
I
cares,
just think
man?
I think it's like such a 2020 story that I love it. Like this cannot be more 2020. You know, at least
Yep.
something good came out of 2020. Is all I'm
This
saying.
would not be happening right now if it wasn't for
Right.
coronavirus.
Thank
Oh,
you
for
so
sure.
much.
I wouldn't
That's
have
facts,
started
though.
TikTok.
That's
I
facts.
probably wouldn't be on TikTok at all.
Same. I wouldn't have either. Because I had TikTok for a while, but I just did not.
I might have. I don't know.
I used to judge
trying to
people
think.
for watching TikTok.
I did too. It took me
Dude,
forever
everyone
to
did.
download
Everyone
it.
did. Everyone
Yeah.
used to judge TikTok, and they're like, "Oh, I have nothing against TikTok," and then they love TikTok. Those are like it's like a transition.
Mhm.
Yep.
Would you guys compare? I don't know. So I remember in the early 2000s, like funny cat videos on YouTube. Everybody thought that was just so stupid and a meme. Like YouTube's never going to be a thing. Would you compare that to like girls dancing on TikTok now? Like girls dancing on TikTok now is equivalent to like funny cat videos on YouTube, like in the early 2000s.
No.
Or is that too far fetched?
That's far. In my
That's a
opinion,
little
that's
too
far
far-fetched.
fetched.
That's
Yeah.
fair. That's fair. That's fair. That's just how I view TikTok now, because everybody
Dude, YouTube
thinks that
used to be
TikTok
a
is
dating platform.
What?
What?
Platform? What?
Yeah. Did you guys
Where'd you
not
get
know
that
this?
info
Please
from? No.
advise.
Please.
It
We
used
need
to
more
be a
information.
dating
Man.
platform. If you guys don't believe me, I can pull up an article.
Yeah, let's pull it up. Let's do this.
Was it like an official dating platform?
It clearly
Yeah.
didn't work out, guys.
It's clearly not as good as Bumble right now, because Bumble is killing it apparently.
Share my screen.
Is that where you met your
Of
multiple
course,
girlfriends?
yeah, like that's why you would know, Andrew.
All I
it's
know
fine.
is that
We'll
the
move on
founder
from
of
this
Bumble
subject.
is a billionaire
you guys-
now. She's
can you guys see?
killing it.
Oh,
Wow.
damn,
You
you
guys
took
see my
over my
screen?
entire screen. Wow, really?
Whoa. I
Yeah,
remember
you
these
can
and
guys
use
South
were
it
on
by
to
the
be a dating
dating
Southwest.
show.
Wow.
Thought a dating website would be an obvious choice, but users didn't agree.
That's what I called the lean startup right there.
See, the site had a different aim, dating. It's hilarious.
That is hilarious. You know, but that's the thing
Look,
about like
dude, they had a
startups.
slogan. Look at this slogan. Tune in, hook up.
Tune in, hook
Oh
up.
my god.
That's
That is the
amazing.
worst.
Wow.
That's the
That is
worst.
so cringe.
That's crazy.
I remember seeing my first YouTube video embedded inside of somebody's MySpace page. And then,
Dude.
God.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
my thing is like
I would watch. I
was-
don't know if you
I
guys
was too
remember
young for
Smosh.
MySpace, man.
Do you guys remember Smosh on
Oh
YouTube?
yeah, Smosh.
I would
So
watch
familiar.
Yeah,
Smosh.
I used
They
to
would do-
watch all those.
They were like
skits.
my
Yeah.
idols when I was in middle school. Like I try to make videos like that and try to upload it to YouTube. I had a little YouTube channel called Flying Tree Films, and like my profile picture was a tree literally flying that I found on Google Images. It was so stupid. I uploaded like 2 videos and I was like, "This is dumb."
I used
Is
to
it still up?
rip off.
It's
I
gone.
used to rip
Okay.
off Derek Rose commercials and throw
Derek
them on my
Rose.
YouTube channel, and they get no views.
Derek Rose. He sounds very familiar. Derek Rose.
you know, but with the YouTube thing, I feel like that's what a good company does, right? They pivot, and that's what like I feel like Andrew's done like multiple times already.
Oh God.
No, but that's a good thing. You want to
that is a good thing.
I hope that that's not
Adaptability.
something I'll be infamous about, because I'm just like, my interest has changed day to day.
No, I mean,
same.
Andrew, like the key is that you have a goal in sight, right? And if you see like, oh wait, everyone likes this, and then you change that goal, you update the goal, but it's not like, oh, every 2 seconds you're changing the goal. You know what I'm saying? The idea is that you throw yourself in and you identify, okay, this is the real market. Okay, now I know actually where I'm going, and you just freaking dive in.
It's so funny because I have a Discord community where they give feedback on this website. I won't say their
How's
name.
it been?
I won't say their name, but like as soon as I pivoted from like the value proposition, create videos for TikTok, to learn how to build a trading bot, somebody was like, "No offense, but I think this idea is god awful. I feel like this idea is terrible." I'm like,
Damn.
this is the kind of feedback I want, guys. Like honestly, I want this to be torn apart from people, because like honestly, if they don't say it, then like who will? You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
No, but also don't take that to heart.
Exactly.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because you gotta have the vision in the end. Because if it's not made like so, like they say, like everything's magic until it happens, right? Like people thought like there'd never be freaking screens that we look at, and that TVs wouldn't be like 1 millimeter thick, right? But now we definitely got TVs that are 1 millimeter thick. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's all about the vision. You have to have the vision first. That's the key.
Yeah, that's what's missing with a lot of people is, the vision, like Para said. You got to be a visionary to be innovative.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you got vision right now, so don't let people discourage you too much.
Yeah, don't.
That's all I'm gonna
Yeah.
say.
Because like a lot of people won't understand you,
They won't.
Like a lot of people don't
And no,
understand us
there's
in general.
there's a bunch of internet warriors ready to wreck you and say that your idea is terrible. So, and then that's why they're not millionaires either. So
I get
that
torn
doesn't say
apart in the
shit.
I get like torn apart in the comments on TikTok, and
Do you?
I think it's
Do
funny.
you?
I think oh yeah, like some people are just like,
No, yeah,
Is-
dude, even when I made my video, like my first one dude was like, "Yo, like cryptocurrency isn't real money," and I was like, "Dude, do you understand how cryptocurrency works? Like, dude, not even USD is real money at this point.
it
It's
isn't.
not.
It
It's
isn't.
not.
USD
It's
used to
really
be backed.
not.
USD used to be backed by the Federal Reserve, right? So every USD that existed, it used to be backed by like actual gold, right?
Gold.
So
yeah.
now gold is completely separate of an asset than USD now. 90% of the Earth's currency is freaking digital now. So it's
Yeah.
like, dude, that comparison saying that blockchain isn't real money, that makes no sense.
And blockchain, it's the thing is like, real currency isn't backed by gold anymore. You can't go to the treasury trade it in for gold like you used to. So now like
Exactly.
basically blockchain and Bitcoin, it's a more efficient system than the US currency system right now. So therefore
Exactly.
it's more valuable for that reason. So yeah, no, I believe in it. I feel like it's gonna replace currency one day. Like, I feel like you got the right idea, Paras.
Yeah, thank you. Well, I hope it turns into something. We'll see.
Yeah, man. I hope you get selected for
will
Y
see.
Combinator. That'd be awesome, man. One of these days.
Dude, that would be crazy, actually.
That'd be wild.
Wow.
Remember me when you're famous, dude.
Yeah, just remember the little people that were there along the way. Just your buds.
Dude, it's interesting. One of my friends, literally when we were gonna graduate, like he already had a job lined up at Microsoft, and he got into YC and just didn't do his job and just went all in on his business, which was pretty crazy.
Good for him.
I don't know. So like if I get in, I'm gonna be like, oh shit, am I gonna quit my job right now? So I don't know. So we'll see.
I think you should, bro.
Yeah.
Because if you don't do it now, you're not going to be able to do it to any point in your life.
Right?
Can you explain that to me? Like, what they fund you and then you go somewhere?
Well, you move to San Francisco.
Oh,
You have
okay.
to be based out of San Francisco, and then you have to be working full time on your
Oh,
start.
that's what it is. Okay,
But they pay for your like cost of living, right? They pay for your apartment.
I think so. Yeah, they like pay the bare minimum of everything. Yeah.
Which
It's
is actually a
not cheap.
lot.
It's not
Because
cheap
it's
to
in
live
San
there.
Francisco.
You guys want to know how much I paid for Berkeley my first year?
Oof.
So I paid $1,100 a month, but I was in a triple. So each of us paid, $1,100 a month, which was like basically $3,300 for that one room. And literally this room had 27 people living in it. Oh, sorry, not this room, but like this house. this house. No, this house.
Yeah,
had
a room
27
with
people.
27 people.
We had calculated how much money this landlord was making from us. It was over like $40,000 a month.
Wow.
That this house was generating off of UC Berkeley.
Dude,
students.
you're making that dude a millionaire.
Yeah.
Literally, it's
Literally.
wild. It's a business. It's crazy.
Dude, it was crazy. Like, so my internship at Salesforce, they paid for our housing there in San Francisco, and for a 2-bedroom, guess how much that apartment cost? Yes.
$2,000 a month.
Keep going.
3,000.
Keep going.
4,000.
5.
Yeah, it was I think it was like 4,600 or something like that.
Wow.
A month.
You weren't working in the very tallest building in San Francisco, were you? Because I know that's the
I was working there.
No!
Yeah.
That's
Salesforce
crazy.
Tower.
Literally, you
Yeah.
could see that building from anywhere, on campus.
Yeah, I have a
UC
bunch of
Berkeley.
pictures from the 61st floor. Yeah.
Jeez, that is iconic, man. Good for you.
Yeah.
Ours
Dude,
is a gangster, man.
He's
the
gangster,
windows
dude.
up there were dirty though. That's the thing. They can't
What?
clean it up there.
What?
When did you work there? When did you work there?
So
Judging
I
their
was,
windows.
dude. It was you want it to be cleaner, you know. Like, or besides that, I was there in summer 2019. I was supposed to move there, and I would have been working there right now.
Oh,
But
that was my very last
because of
semester.
COVID, I have not moved yet.
That was my very last semester at UC Berkeley, bro. I was literally looking at that building
Nice.
when I was there
Yeah,
before I graduated. That's
move.
crazy.
dude. And I was right next to the Bay Bridge, like so like I was right there. I don't know if you probably don't know like
Financial
all
district.
those streets. Yeah, I was right in FIDI. Like I was a 5-minute walk from the building.
That's awesome, bro.
Yeah.
I'm jealous. I'm low-key jealous. That's where you lived, like your actual apartment was there?
Yeah, right there. Yeah.
Whoa. Good for you, man.
Apparently, it's like literally dead there right now because no one goes into work. So
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised.
Was it like a fully like funded internship? They paid
yeah,
for where you
paid
stayed
for
and stuff?
housing. They
Oh,
paid
that's
for
nice.
yeah.
It's really nice.
They paid obviously yeah. So it was pretty chill.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, I've been to so many like I went to so many like conferences, not conferences, but like career fairs at UC
Yeah.
Berkeley, and it was so bad. Like there would be a line of like literally 50 people waiting to talk to this like one Google recruiter or Apple recruiter, all with their
Dude,
resumes.
that's
and it's
cancerous. That's
stacked this
cancerous.
thick, and it's
Yeah.
like, okay, you got 15 seconds to tell me who you are and what you have to offer this company. And it was so toxic. Like literally, it was hot in here because of all the body heat. It was like
That's
never
literally
got a
getting
call
cancer.
back. It was bad, man. I never got a call back. Like it was.
I feel like
Wow.
if that kind of recruiter, like they're not really
Dude,
getting to
no,
know
I mean,
you
dude,
to push
no.
you
that's the
to
thing.
these companies.
It's like, dude, that kind of thing doesn't even matter anymore because like Google's hiring process is terrible. You have to go through like 5 rounds of interviews, and it's like, dude, like that's like it's like literally talking to that person and making them remember you. It's like not even worth it. Like just apply, like relax. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
They'll remember it. They'll
it's
remember me.
crazy.
The furthest I've ever, yeah.
Like Google used to come, like I was talking about before, like I was like never able to talk to Google because they used to only come for like computer science. But early, like my freshman year, they came for like the entire school. And at that one career fair, literally, so it was outside. It was literally an outdoor career fair. I'm not even joking. Like the line, so we had this massive like oval, like of a drive through like for buses and stuff like that to pick up people, right? Literally, like the line went all the way around the freaking oval, dude. Like that was like a quarter mile of a line, and it's like, dude, there's at least 500 people in this line. You're not talking to them today. Like that's not happening.
They got who they wanted for the internship. They
Yeah.
got it at the first like 15 minutes of the career.
Exactly. Exactly.
The rest of it's just like
It's
gotta get
crazy.
through.
It's wild, honestly. It's not worth it nowadays, to be honest.
I don't
mean,
think so. I
FAANG,
feel like
you know, there's a lot of perks depending on what company you work for. I have a buddy. He works for Apple, and he was telling me he works 60 plus hours a week.
Yeah, Apple works you
overtime. It's a
that's wild.
pressure house.
Yeah,
and I'm just like, you know, to be honest, Apple was one of the reasons why I went into CS because of like Steve Jobs.
Yeah.
Thought it was cool. He was, you know, mixing humanities and CS or like science. I thought that was a cool thing. But to be honest, after he's telling me they're working you 60 hours every week, like I don't want to work for that company anymore. Like, I'm sorry, like it's not worth it.
Have you heard about Netflix?
No. What's the deal with Netflix?
Dude, Netflix is pretty crazy. So they don't hire entry level or regular software engineers. They only hire senior engineers. And then even with their senior engineers, they have a quota of like the top 90%, and they hire like they fire the bottom 10%.
Wow.
Like every quarter or something like that. So
do they hire new people to fill those positions?
Yeah, and then they just rehire the next, like,
damn,
it's wild, dude. It's wild how they work.
Turnover.
Yeah.
Why would they want that? That's so weird.
Dude, it creates it where everyone at the company's like on
edge.
Like yeah.
Yo,
Sucks
get
to
this.
suck, guys.
Get this. I know that this isn't FAANG, but this is my dad's experience with a toxic work environment. So they're not a company anymore. But my dad was an electrical engineer at Hughes Aircraft. And there was literally this guy his full-time job was to be a micromanager. So there would be a room full of cubicles. And literally he would walk around and literally just like, while the guy was working, doing his schematics or whatever, he would go over and just check on what he's doing, make sure he's
Oh my god.
That's the worst.
And if he wasn't being productive, he would report it, and then there would be a report written up, and
dude, that's the exact
guy would
guy.
get fired.
Have you guys heard about these softwares that like record everything you're doing on your computer?
Oh jeez, I've heard of that.
Yeah, that would be that guy
work.
who literally has like 10 monitors and he's watching everyone do everything. Yo, is anyone on YouTube? Like,
oh my gosh,
that would be that dude.
I'm on Spotify all the time.
Do you guys know Joshua Fluke?
Yes.
Yeah, I love.
Fluke.
Have you seen his skits on middle management? You've seen his skits on middle management. That's exactly that dude. I thought of that dude instantly.
Dude, Josh Fluke is the best, bro.
Yo,
living in Utah, just
he's the no BS side of tech YouTube for sure. I love him.
Yeah, no, I love his grind reel. He just like rants for 10 minutes about whatever he's ranting about. I'm just like, wow, this really hits home for me. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, dude, he also inspired me to like actually like start creating videos and shit. Yeah,
interesting.
So like,
who is this guy?
Because Joshua Fluke,
look him up. He's on YouTube.
Because like he went like a little bit different direction than I did, obviously, because he like completely stopped coding and just became like a full-time YouTuber now. But like he like showed you like, yo, it's definitely possible to just break in, start making videos. And he was just like, success didn't happen for me overnight. Like he started that YouTube channel like 2015. And like he's been making YouTube videos since then. And like in the past 3 years, I would say he's like actually gotten traction.
Are there other tech podcasts like this though that like isn't boring?
So you got Nick White. You got my boy Nick White. I was a Patreon for a little while.
Wait, Nick White is a YouTuber?
Yeah, Nick White. He's a YouTuber.
Oh, I only see him on TikTok. I'm pretty sure.
No, he's a YouTuber.
No, he's big on YouTube.
I literally like dropped one of his lives, and I was like, "Yo, man, it's like, so you're on TikTok now?" And he was like, "Yeah, like I really don't like doing TikTok. I'll be honest, but like I just feel like I need to because TikTok's blowing up." So
he only films his friends, though. He's not really in the video much. Yeah. If it's the same guy, I think it is.
It is. I feel
like Nick
it is.
White College or something like that.
So he actually became he teamed up with Clem on Algo Expert.
Yeah, he did. He did an interview. Now. Didn't he do an interview with him too?
Yeah,
like on the channel. Yeah.
Yeah, he did a bunch of interviews.
Yeah.
And so yeah, now he's like an algo instructor. I still have Algo Expert. Like if I go to some of the questions, like he's explaining some of the algorithms, the coding questions. It's interesting.
Yeah,
it's cool.
Dude, I feel like lead code is going to be another full-time job before getting my full-time job.
Are you on lead code right now?
I mean, no, I have to.
No, it's all about
because of school, but like, I just don't have the bandwidth.
Krystal, it's all about consistency.
I'm gonna be graduating this year.
Okay, cool. So, in the spring.
Yeah, or the fall. Actually, the winter.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. Interesting. And you're in LA-ish area?
Yeah, dude. So Andrew lives really close to me, or like closest to me.
You guys are all from Texas, huh?
No, these guys are in
Chicago.
Illinois. Yeah.
Chicago?
So like you and
what
I
about
are
you,
in
Paras?
LA.
Chicago.
You're in Chicago too? What?
But like the other guys are. Like everyone's in Central Time except
Why?
for you, Andrew. I don't know. No one on TikTok
is there not there not a TikTok community in LA?
Well, dude, I was supposed to be over in the West Coast, but not in LA though.
We gotta start Krystal, you and me, we've gotta start a West Coast TikTok Discord
I think
channel.
we can make it happen and get all the Texans out of Texas because of all the shit that's going on there.
What you
So
got?
they don't even have running water right
I
now.
heard. I
Dude.
saw Val's like TikTok today. She's like
Yeah.
going out to the snow to make coffee. Like that's wild to me.
That's rough. That's rough.
It kind of looks fun
But
though,
she's
not gonna lie.
Yeah,
yeah. It
Like
looks like
she'll like
her
go.
electricity is back though, right? I guess.
Yeah, but
I hope
apparently
so.
her
Yeah.
like TV doesn't work and stuff, so she's kind of like,
Oh, jeez.
yeah.
It's a
We'll
hard knock
we'll talk
life.
about it with her when she's on. I think she's on next week.
Yeah,
Oh, that'll be interesting.
that's
She
rough,
can tell
man.
us all
That's
about
rough.
that.
That's awesome. So, how many
Yeah.
interviews do you guys have lined up from now on? Like, how far in advance do you guys plan out?
I have like the next couple weeks booked, I think. So we have enough people, and because we started and we didn't post the videos right away, we kind of
Yeah.
have like
We
time
built
to.
up. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Andrew,
that
if you want to
makes
be
it
back,
easier.
let us know.
Oh,
Yeah,
for
We
please.
can reschedule.
let's do it. I'm so
Yeah.
down.
I'll schedule you again
Let's do it.
for sure. Actually, just let me know when you have like an update or when you pivot again.
I'm probably gonna pivot again.
It's fine.
Knowing
I'm
me,
about it.
It's so funny. That's like one of like my mom's biggest complaints. Like she would like, it's like, oh, he's always doing this one project, and he just, oh, it was one of my my quirks. Like I would draw something, and I would literally like look at it. I'm like, I don't like this. I would tear it up and throw it in the garbage. And it was like, he makes all these beautiful drawings and he just throws them away. It's like, okay, that's I've carried that attitude into my 20s, and I do that with like my code, and it's like, it's good and bad. You know, it has its pros and cons.
Dude, no, I totally feel you. Like, there's so many projects like I haven't completed, and they've just like kind of sat there. But like, at least for this startup, I'm like, no, I'm doing this. Like this is like, focused in, zoned in. I was like, yo,
Yeah, you
I'm
need
not gonna
to.
not zone in on this one. So
Please, we
You
need
got
it.
your
We need you
Yeah.
to make it happen.
you got your 2-month development, bro, and tokenization. Let me know when you got it done so I can
Yeah,
sign
dude.
in and create my
Gotta
first
do it.
token. Dude, I'm excited for it.
Thanks.
Same,
That's cool.
same. Okay, guys. Well, this was really fun. Like,
It
I
was
need you to
What
come
time is
on
it?
more
Oh
often.
wow.
9:42.
Yo, that was such a that was such a
Quick.
quick conversation. What the hell?
Yeah.
It felt very
I
fast.
did not even realize that we're basically done here. That's
Time
crazy.
flies when you're having fun.
Yep.
I am sorry I fell asleep because I know I told you guys we should go on Doge House to promote the podcast, but then
Yeah, no,
I fell asleep.
I guessed that was my guess. I was like, I think Krystal fell asleep because otherwise
Oh,
you would have totally been like, yo, Pars, where are you? Let's go to Doge
Yeah.
House.
Well, we can go there now if you guys are
Facts.
down.
All right, thanks guys for listening. Thanks to Andrew for getting on here. Andrew, do you want to plug anything real quick?
Everyline.io. Check it out. That's my startup.
Yes.
You
Yeah,
guys
go
are
check
gonna
that
have a good
out. Go
time.
check him out on TikTok.
Andrew.Robles is my
Yeah.
TikTok username.
We'll put it in the
Yeah.
description,
Yes.
so don't
We'll
worry
link
about
you.
it. We'll put it in the description. Check our TikToks out. Check Uncaught Exceptions on TikTok now. It's out officially, and we got our first video out on there. So check that all out, and we're out. Peace.